Hello, everyone. Adam Bergman here, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the IRS, NFTs, and self-directed IRAs. So there was some breaking news last week where the IRS announced that NFTs will be treated as a digital asset. So what they did is they expanded definition of virtual currency for purposes of filing IRS Form 1040, your personal tax return. So why is this significant? Because it is now validation that the IRS is treating an NFT, a non-fungible token, which we'll explain momentarily what that is, treating it as seemingly a crypto, as a digital asset versus a collectible. And why is that of super importance for self-directed IRA investors? Well, primarily because under Section 408M, an IRA or 401k is not permitted to invest in collectibles. So if NFTs are not being deemed a collectible as per the IRS and the expanded definition of digital assets, then seemingly IRAs and 401ks can invest in it. Now, I guess there's still some grayness to this because this announcement by the IRS had to deal or dealt specifically with the 1040 return, the classification when you file your taxes using the 1040, which every U.S. person needs to do. There is a line on the top of the form which asks you if you've ever held or invested in virtual currency. Now, that was the term that was used last year, virtual currency. What they did is they expanded the definition of virtual currency and changed that word to digital asset. Okay, so if you look at last year's 1040, it says this: at any time during 2021, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any financial interest in any virtual currency? Okay, and there was questions whether an NFT was a virtual currency. So what the IRS has done, what they've just announced October 2022, and I've provided the link in the chat box, is they expanded the concept of what a digital asset is. And it's not just virtual currency such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, stable coins such as Tether and USD coin. It's also non-fungible tokens, NFTs, right here, black and white. If you click on that link, you'll see it's from the IRS. It says an NFT is now a digital asset. So what an IRA investor can take from this is to say, hey, if you are treating an NFT as a digital asset and you're not treating it as a collectible, then an IRA invests in it, just like an IRA can invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum or a stable coin. So this is a pretty big deal for self-directed IRAs and 401ks that want to get involved and invested in the NFT space, right? There's a lot of excitement of NFTs, even though we're in a winter, crypto NFT winter, right? A lot of the interest has diminished. The volume of NFT sales have dropped tremendously. So certainly much different than it was in 2021, early 2022. But the concept is, hey, NFTs, the technology behind it, blockchain, tokenization, utility, that's not going away. That's going to be part of our future, whether it's the meta, whether it's Web 3.0, whatever the future holds. Blockchain, utility, using coins and NFTs as a way of extracting value from artists, from companies, from individuals, from assets, is believed to be the future. So it's exciting. I'm super pumped about this because if you followed me, you've realized and you have listened or watched me talk about NFTs and basically say, hey, I don't know the answer. I don't know if it's going to be deemed a collectible. Certainly a highlight of LeBron James dunking a basketball or an NFT of an artist or some version of a Monet or Picasso looks a lot like art. Whereas a smart contract NFT saying, hey, if you're an artist and someone plays your song, you get to share in that royalty by using an NFT through the blockchain. That really doesn't seem like a collectible, right? There's some utility, there's some value, there's some service being generated by the underlying NFT. So it was hard to really place the NFT into either the collectible or the digital asset bucket. So now the IRS has seemingly done that for us. They placed NFTs in the digital asset bucket. So now if you're a taxpayer and you have a self-directed IRA or 401k and want to hold NFTs, I think you do have some really good concrete proof to stand on and take the position that, hey, an NFT is a digital asset, just like Bitcoin, just like a stable coin. Therefore, I can purchase it. Why can I purchase it? Because IRS Form 2014-21 tells me that a digital asset, a virtual currency, is treated as property, just like real estate or stock, and therefore I can purchase it and hold it in a retirement account. So what's a collectible? If you look at section 408M of the Internal Revenue Code, it says this: a collectible means any work of art, any rug, antique, metal or gem, stamp or coin, any alcoholic beverage, or, and this is important, any other tangible personal property specified by the Secretary for purposes of the subsection. And that's a broad category that gives IRS Treasury the ability to expand the definition of collectible. But interesting enough, they use the word tangible. Tangible is something you can touch, like this baseball in my hand, and not intangible, which is an NFT, right? You cannot touch an NFT. It's code, software code. So does that mean the Treasury, the IRS, cannot deem an NFT collectible? Probably not. They can kind of do whatever they want. But interesting enough, they did use the word tangible. But seemingly, we don't need to even get into that conversation now because of the recent IRS announcement that an NFT is a digital asset. So when we go and file our 2022 tax return April 15th or October 15th, we get an extension for the 2022 taxable year, you're going to see the definition of virtual currency, or I should say the word virtual currency, changed to digital assets. So now it's going to read, I expect it to read at least, at any time during 2022, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any financial interest in any digital asset. It's not going to say virtual currency. It's going to say digital asset. And if you click on the link that I provided in the chat box, you'll see that now non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are defined as digital assets, just like Tether, USD coins, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So, in conclusion, what's the whole point of this? The whole point of this is a great, great announcement. This is a time of celebration if you are a IRA or 401k investor, like hundreds of millions of Americans, and want to get some exposure to NFTs, or there's some interest in NFTs and you want to have your IRA or 401k invest in it. Obviously, there's risk, right? We know the price of NFTs, of virtual currency, of digital assets have dropped tremendously over the last 7-8 months. I'm not sitting here advocating for anyone to buy cryptocurrency or virtual currency or digital assets. No, that's not my job. My job is to help explain the IRS rules so you as an investor can make a more educated and hopefully a better, more suitable decision as an investor as to whether cryptocurrencies, digital assets, or virtual currency should be part of your retirement portfolio. The good news is now it seems to suggest that NFTs can be part of your retirement portfolio, since an NFT is clearly treated as a digital asset and not a collectible. Now, this is for purposes of Form 1040. This is not specific to IRAs or 401ks, but if you're looking for support to stand on in the premise that an NFT is or should be deemed a digital asset property as per IRS Notice 2014-21 and something that you can invest in a retirement account, I think you have your support right now. You know, if I was going into the NFT marketplace today and wanting to use an IRA to buy NFTs, I would feel a lot better today than I did 3 months ago or 2 months ago as to whether an NFT would be defined as a digital asset versus a collectible. So this is some great news. I'm surprised it's not gotten more attention in the retirement space. So that's why I'm on this video talking to all of you. So you now understand the significance of this announcement. I think it's going to take time for people to digest it, but someone who's obviously super focused in the IRS space as a tax lawyer, someone who's spent the last 15 years of my life in the retirement world, this is big news. Okay, for the 60 million IRA holders, for the 50 or so million individuals with 401ks, for the 500 billion of rollovers each year, the fact that now NFTs seem to be open for business for IRA and 401k investors is exciting, right? Today, I don't know where NFTs are going to go, right? I'm not sure, but the reward seems to outweigh the risk. I mean, at least personally, I think there's huge upside in NFTs. I certainly could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but to take a little bit of IRA or 401k and maybe invest in an NFT, whether it has utility or an NFT that maybe has some special design or underlying framework, underlying characteristic that you appreciate, may be something that could end up proving very fruitful. But whether that's the case or not, that's your call, not mine. But at least we know now that we do, as retirement investors, have support in our pursuit of NFTs in a retirement account, since as per the IRS, an NFT is now treated as a digital asset as per their IRS announcement, just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tether. So that's it. This is a short and sweet YouTube live. I generally drop these YouTube lives every week, 12 Eastern, Wednesday. Next week may be a little different. I'm going to be traveling at a conference in DC on retirement accounts. So hopefully I'll have some nuggets of information from the IRS, the Department of Labor, Treasury, on what's in the pipeline for self-directed IRA investors. So I'll probably be doing a live maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I'll obviously give you a heads up. And that's another reason why you should absolutely subscribe to the IRA Financial YouTube channel. You'll get notified when we go live, and you could listen, watch. Obviously, you can check this out anytime you want, but sometimes it's fun, exciting to catch it live, right? Why not? Get the information first. So thanks for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. Great news for NFTs and self-directed IRA and 401k investors. Really excited that the IRS has given some clarity that it is a digital asset. Obviously, from their perspective, it makes sense because now that an NFT is a digital asset, there's no question whether it should be treated from a tax standpoint as a capital asset. Now, interesting enough, a collectible has a higher capital gains tax rate than a non-collectible. Like if you buy and sell art, the capital gains tax rate's higher than if you buy and sell stock. But I think for the purposes of the 1040 and getting full transparency from U.S. taxpayers on who holds what, I think they wanted to include NFTs as part of the broadened definition of virtual currency, which is now a digital asset, because they want more info. The government wants to learn more about us. It's just the facts. They're not at the stage of China, but from a tax standpoint, the IRS needs data, and they want us to proactively indicate to them if we are holding not just virtual currency, but now NFTs and digital assets, because they understand the NFT space will enlarge and will expand and become a bigger source of investment assets, and they want to make sure that they're tapping into it from a tax revenue standpoint. So there you go, to be continued, but I think this is probably the highest degree of comfort we're going to get that an NFT is a digital asset and could be purchased in a retirement account and not necessarily collectible. Now, they can easily come back with another announcement and say, well, for retirement accounts, NFT collectibles, not sure that's going to happen anytime soon, just because retirement accounts and cryptos are just not an area that the IRS is really focused on. The IRS, SEC, CFTC, they are focused on regulation for individuals, for taxpayers, and they're not even next or even close to the vicinity of retirement accounts. So I think any pronouncement on retirement accounts and NFTs are years and years and years down the road. But for now, we do have really good support for the position that an NFT is a digital asset and thereby can be invested with a self-directed IRA and or 401k. So thanks again for spending some time today. I really, really appreciate it. Have an amazing day, and I'll chat with everyone again next week. Take care.